farmers, welcome back to Hinterland, baling up the second grass field that we cut last episode. Getting just about done. I did reset the bale counter on the baler, maybe after I did about 3 or 4 bales, so we can see how many I have made on this field. It's going to be a good amount. I'm guessing somewhere around 50. That'd be my guess. So definitely better than the other field, which is good. And definitely enough conditioned grass to where definitely next time we cut the grass this year, and the last time for this year, we're going to make hay in both fields. So I'm not too worried about all the little tiny scraps I'm leaving behind, because next time we mow this field, it'll be tedded and windrowed, and hopefully we can pick up everything then. But that'll be done in, let's see, it's August, so September, October, you know, that field could be done in October, and this one could be done in November. Or I could just do them both in November, and that way I can get both grass fields in the same month. But in a way, it's kind of good to have them in off months. That way, I don't feel like I need to get both done in the same month. So, I don't know. We'll just go as we go along. You know, I could get in the same sequence, or I could have it off by a month. We'll wait and see here. Let's go ahead and bring up the bale counter, though. Oh, wow. I said 50? Okay, we're up to 70, plus about maybe 3 or 4. Somewhere in there. Because after I started baling, I'm like, oh, I should reset that and see how many bales we make off this field. 70 bales. All right. Baler's getting a workout. That's for darn sure. So, yeah, getting this field up and going. Didn't really need the grass field right away, but for the future, for sure we do. Also, I just came from the potato production. I've been over there to... I got nervous when I logged back in because it said out of space again, but that was just because... we were full of premium potatoes, so and then I went ahead and put more potatoes in there, so it's working well. It's working very well. Let's go ahead and unload the bales here, and I am done baling. Finally. Let's bring this back. I'm going to pick up the bales a little bit later on. I do have to put fertilizer in this field and the other grass field as well to get them on up. But I think the next thing we're going to do is we're going to grab the JCB, and we're going to go over and grab the Bredal spreader and put some more lime down. We're gonna get those 3 fields over there done all together. That way I'm not always guessing, like, you know, I did this field, but did I do that field? If I try to do them in groups, I think that'll be the best thing, but I'll probably forget anyways. We all know that. Let's see. The baler needs to go down here. Well, it doesn't need to go down here, but this is where it should go. This will be called the Grassworks Bay, I suppose. And we'll drop that off. I did go ahead and look again at the economy for the day, trying to figure out what can I sell to get enough money to possibly maybe get ourselves another tractor. And speaking of tractors, where did I leave my JCB? That's a question even I don't know currently. What did I do with the JCB? Well, let's see here. Let's start looking for it, I suppose. What's this over here? JCB is there. Oh, that's right. I was bringing potatoes over. That was like before the beginning of last episode. Let's bring these over. Matter of fact, I might be able to dump them all right into the potato production. And that way all the potatoes will be over there. So I say let's zip on over. JCB does rather well. So yeah, I was kind of looking at the economy, trying to figure out, you know, is there enough I could sell to possibly buy ourselves, you know, another a medium to large size tractor. I'm looking at about a 350 horsepower tractor, and nothing currently. I did download though a modded John Deere that was on the mod hub, and possibly we'll be going with that one. It will cost just under 300 grand. It's not the 7Rs, but I think the model's an 8530 kind of a John Deere tractor. I don't know the John Deere models that well, but actually I don't know a lot of the models that well, the model numbers. But yeah, somewhere in that range. So we're looking for like 300 grand. Desperately don't need another tractor, but having the Case Magnum doing a lot of work that it's overpowered on, you know, we could definitely use like with a medium-sized tractor. The Voltra is just a shuttle tractor, basically. And the JCB is supposed to be for transporting things mainly. Let's play a little shuffleboard here. Let's go ahead and move this out of the way. I was just here a little while ago. Look at, and I already got potatoes already spawned over there. And those are these should be 4,000 liters apiece. Right? Yeah, 4,000 liters apiece. If you are running the potato seed mod, you're probably wondering, how come you get 4,000 and I only get 1,000? That's because I edited the XML file, so I get bigger pallet spawning, so I don't have as many. Are you going to be able to take all of these? Like I said, I was just here. Wow, that is going through the potatoes rather quickly, which is great. Yeah, so the couple things I edited on the XML file for the potato production is, this is the large potato sorter. I think the original one would hold 20,000 liters of potatoes. I made it up to 40. And then I made the pallets be 4,000 liters a piece instead of 1. So we don't have so many pallets to move around. Alright, JCB, let's go back to the farm. We'll drop off the trailer. And we'll go over and get the Bredel spreader. Oh, that's right, I need to do some landscaping over here. Haven't got over here yet. Straw production is doing well. There's only one crate outside, so we're not backing up there. I don't know why I'm driving around here when I need to be on the road. I want to get back over to the productions, and it's going to be a while, but definitely I want to make it look a little bit better over here. Now that we got the productions kind of in place, I think next time we plant some trees, we're going to be over there planting some trees. I would like to put down more stone walls as well, like we done over here at the farm, which I need to get back over here and do some more decorating over here, but the money needs to go elsewhere currently. Let's see here. This trailer, you know what? Yeah, this bay, definitely when I put it down, like, I hope this is enough, and it looks like it's going to be. And every time I come here, I just have so much room. It's like, oh, I can put this here, I can put that there. And I keep moving things around. I'm trying to keep it somewhat organized, but, you know, when you're trying to get work done, it's like, well, there's a spot that's as good as any, so you put it there. Actually, you know what? I probably could use the JCB to come over and pick up the bales as well. I've been using the Vultra. The Vultra does, it does fine, but I think the JCB, with the more power that we have, will have more get up and go and can get the job done a little bit quicker. So I have basically until next year to get these fields limed up, but we got a little bit of time here in August. Let's go ahead and get one of them done, so I'm not doing it all. You want to stay on there? There we go. The buttons on my Satex side panel can be a little touchy. Sometimes you touch the button, nothing happens, and sometimes you touch it and it like turns it on and turns it right back off, like you hit it twice. So the good thing with the fields here with precision farming, even though these fields were not bad, I think they were in good condition. It's not going to take that much lime, so I think once we run out of lime, I go buy some more. I might be able to get both fields done with one load. And this will just keep our production up on the fields, the yield. It may, you know, bump it up by like maybe 3 or 4%, somewhere around there. I was trying to keep an eye on it when I was doing East Vineland with precision farming. I was trying to see how much lime hurts us in that sense, which is way different than just regular, you know, without precision farming, to where you gotta lime the fields. I believe it's every 3 times, and if you don't lime the field, it's like a 30% drop off or something like that. I can't remember the base numbers on basic farming because mainly I run precision farming. Actually, when I get done spreading lime here, I actually don't have to come right back over. I can just go ahead, fill this up, and we can move on to a different job. But you can see in the upper left-hand corner, we don't require that much lime on the field. It's not that far off. But all the productions are going good. The month, oh, that's right. I was like, why did my money? I just looked up. I'm like, so we're just shy of 100,000. But then I looked up. I'm like, why do we got so much money? I kind of forgot. I do believe the BGA is processing slurry and manure, so we're going to get a good amount of money from that alone. And I do got more slurry back at the cow barn, but then again, I could always say that we're going to have slurry back there. Those cows just keep on producing the slurry and manure, which is going to be great for us. So I have asked before, when I've been having problems with the production buildings saying out of space, and a couple of you have said you do believe as well it is a factory's upgrade mod, which I think it is part of it as well. But I think it might be a conflict of mods. I just don't think it's that mod alone that's causing the problem. I think it's maybe a couple of mods causing, conflicting against one another. Because I was having a problem with the baling trailer, which is not a loading baling trailer, where we just drive along and the bales should just pop right on there, and I could not get it to work. I think that was like 2 episodes ago, and then I fixed the potato production, and then my baling trailer started working again. So, yeah, I think it's just a conflict of 2 mods that are causing some issues. And that's the problem. When you start running a lot of mods, it's kind of hard to figure out which ones are causing the problem. If you remember back at the beginning of the series, I was having a problem with... I'm trying to remember exactly what the issue was. Something about my implements. When I was trying to hire a worker to use the implements, I couldn't... Oh, I remember what it was. In one case, to where I was doing baling, making the fields, cutting the grass, and the worker behind me, I set it on follow me, then I get into my tractor, I go to start the implement, and I couldn't activate the implement, and come to find out, at least what I found was it was the Maizeplus food chart, or whatever that mod's called. I just had to rebind the keys, and that fixed that problem, and it was like, why does that even be a thing? What's that mod actually called here? The Animal Food Overview for Maizeplus. Yeah, I just had to rebind the keys to activate that menu, and that fixed that problem. Which is weird, but, if it works, it works. Okay, so we're just about out of lime. And we went quite a ways. I think we were at, 15-20% when we took this bridle spreader over here. And we got the majority of this field done. At least halfway done. And I think I will stick with the JCB. We'll grab the baling trailer off the Voltra. We'll pick up those conditioned grass bales and put them away. But then we will grab the Voltra and we'll grab some more bales and feed the sheep. I think we'll try to top off the sheep. And speaking of topping off, I think it's time to go back and top this off. Let's fold up the bridle spreader. We'll go spend about 20 grand. No, it's not going to be 20 grand to fill up lime, is it? Or is it 10 grand? Might be 10 grand. Let's go back and find out, shall we? But wow, over 70 bales off that field. That's gonna keep the farm going for at least another couple years. So I don't think we need to, buy another plot of land yet and get ready for the future of the cows going through a lot of hay and silage, and the sheep needing grass as well. I think we're good for a couple of years and then go from there. All right, lime, please. Is it even going to be? Yeah, it's probably going to be 10 grand. That's what it looks like. Maybe 9,800. Okay, not even that. 4,130 for 22,000 liters of lime. Let's go ahead and close that on up. Let's drop that off there. Alright, I assume the baling trailer is going to be over here. But then again, I thought I knew what the JCB was, and I was wrong. Alright, Voltra. You go ahead and drop that off. And let's just park you over here for a moment. I'll use you in a little while to feed the sheep. The sheep really don't need to be fed, but I want to top them off because we're in harvest season. And things sometimes can get a little hectic trying to get the harvesting done and getting done what you need before winter comes along. Yeah, so this is what the JCB is really meant for here in the farm, is to go around, transport the potatoes over like we did, you know, grabbing bales off the field, transporting the header for the combines, stuff like that. That's what it's, you know, really meant for. So 70 bales, and I can only grab 21, I believe, at a time, so it's going to be at least 4 trips. Alright, so it's not turned on, so hopefully this will do it. And let's hope that the trailer works. There we go. Now, yeah, it's working just fine. All these bales. Yeah, I'm actually thinking we could possibly be changing out the baling trailer, this one right here, in the future. The one on East Vineland, that one held about 32 bales. This one only holds 31. That's a big difference. And when we start making as many bales as we are, yeah, in the future, it might be wise to maybe switch it on up. Actually, I wonder how many bales the low boy that we have that's over there taking care of the potato pallets. I wonder, can that grab? Is that an auto loader? What category? Low loaders. No, I can't see that. So, oh, no, all the wrong buttons. All the wrong buttons. Low loaders. I don't know why we can't really see the stats of that trailer. Is it this one? Yeah, this is the one we got. If I click on it, it says Universal Autoloader. So that should be able to pick up bales. I don't know how many that would fit on there. But of course, that would mean I would have to drive the truck in that trailer in this field, which, you know. Why did you... Oh, yeah, this... Yeah, so when I go into the menu like that, that turns off the autoloader, which is kind of weird. But, you know, it is what it is. I learned that a while ago because I kept on checking on prices of things, and I'm like, why isn't it autoloading anymore? Okay, unstrap. Alright, now it's just going to do a whole bunch of weird stuff. Autoloaders sometimes can be your best friends or your worst nightmares. Alright, let's reset it. They got that one bale that's going to sit on the hitch. Okay, come for the free ride, I suppose. There we go. Now it's going to strap them all on in. Except for that one on there, which is fine. Well, let's face it. If I had to load up all these bales manually, we wouldn't be as far along in the series as we were, because I'd still be probably loading up bales from Season 1. And that wouldn't be fun watching me load bales, load bales, load bales. But I am liking how the farm is coming together, how it looks. But I think I may have mentioned that last episode. You're going to go in there. Thank you very much. Zip around there. Alright, so that's the first load. I definitely got 2 more full loads and partially a 4th load. Yep, in the future we're using the JCB for this a lot quicker, getting around. 1 more horsepower before we get up and go, but the top speed definitely makes a huge difference as well. But I was not expecting that many bales off this field. It's definitely going to help us out with the animals. I've started to actually think about editing the XML files for the bales kind of like they were on East Violin, where the bales were just bigger. Well, the bales weren't bigger in size, but the amount of liters it was per bale. I'd started to think about maybe increasing that. That way we don't have as many bales to deal with, but I don't know. I think for now we'll just leave it as is, but it's something I could do in the future. Seems like I'm doing more modding and XML editing than I have ever before. I'm not going to say I'm a pro at it or anything like that. That's for darn sure. It takes me a moment sometimes on some files to understand what I need to be doing in a file. Alright, with all those being taken care of, let's go ahead and drop this off. And yeah, we'll turn the JCB off. Before we get to feeding the sheep, because we already got the weight on the front of the vulture, we're going to use the vulture to fertilize the grass field. Those grass fields, I want to make sure I do that. Since I'm working in the grass fields and it's on my mind, I need to fertilize those fields. And they'll be good. Then we'll come back over and feed the sheep. And fertilizing should not take me that long at all. Question is, do I need to buy fertilizer? The only time I really use the fertilizer spreader is on the grass fields. Oh, and the other thing I should check, because we're with the grass fields, precision farming. I don't know how many times we mowed that grass, but are we out of data yet? No, we are not. We are fine. I think. Wait, is that the one I need to be on? Oh, no, that's the one we need to be on. Soil information. Okay. Well, this will take a second to get the soil information off of that. Hang on a second. Let's go ahead and we'll drop off the fertilizer spreader, which, by the way, we got plenty of fertilizer, I do believe, to get the grass fields done. Let's grab our handy-dandy soil sampler, which this will take a second. This is a modded soil sampler. So maybe 2 samples, maybe even 1. Let's see. Let's go ahead and bring up the... No, let's speed up time. We'll bring up the... No. Bring up that map here. So if I remember, is this double the size of the standard one? Which, if you get this mod, you can actually get up to 4 times as much. And there's 1 sample. And it does it a lot quicker as well. And let's go up here. And there we go. We're going to get a little bit of the other field as well, but that's fine. Alright, and then your soil samples are now being in the laboratory to be analyzed. So hopefully by the time I go drop this off, there we go. It's already done. Great, $309 to get the samples done. So now we know how much fertilizer and lime is needed in the field. At least my brain's thinking a little bit today before I kind of go and do some things. Let's just park this and place it right there. I say my brain's working, and then I start driving sporadically. Alright, let's go do some fertilizing, which I said won't take us too long. Is this still on wide? Yes, it is. Making sure it's on the widest setting. I do love that water sound every time I go on through here. So grass doesn't require that much fertilizer. Yeah, I should have enough to get both grass fields done. Someone did leave a comment like on an earlier episode. They're probably just getting caught up on the series, but they mentioned with all the slurry and manure, why not use that to fertilize on the grass fields, which we probably will. I shouldn't say probably, maybe will in the future. Currently, I want to use the manure and slurry for electricity or being processed into electricity and bringing in the money that way. And that way I don't have to spend money on a fertilizer spreader or a slurry spreader currently. And I think this was the easiest way to go. Plus with the working width, it's just so much better. But yeah, possibly in the future we could, to make change up jobs here on the farm, we could get into slurry spreading, manure spreading, once our financial situation just becomes a little bit more stable. I mean, it's stable now. We're losing money a little. Well, I shouldn't say we're losing money every day. We're actually making money every day, but that 30,000-ish loan interest every midnight kind of hurts a little bit. But without that, we wouldn't have what we have on the farm. So it was needed. And I should mention, because I know maybe some of you don't watch the Solyndra series, but that series should be coming to an end this week, and I've been shooting some ideas over on that series about what the next series is going to be kind of like. I don't have a map picked out yet, still. It'll be like a last minute thing of like, all right, we need to pick out a map, and I'm just going to go through all the mods and maps and pick out one. But maybe sometime next week we could be starting a new series on the channel, because Solyndra should be over, like I said, this upcoming Saturday. I think that'll be the last episode. And spoiler alert, if you are watching the series but haven't watched the last few episodes, close your ears for the next 10 seconds. Alright, I think we're good. The loan's paid off, so that's why the series is ending, because we pretty much have done everything we need to do on that map. The horses did not work out. The horses could actually work here, because Omatana, the last time she updated the map, she made the horses go from 5,000 to 40,000 as for best price. As for the training facility, that would not work unless you're on easy economy, basically. Hard economy, it's a big loss. So if you haven't been watching the Solyndra series and you see the horse training facility mod on the mod hub, I can tell you about that mod if you like. But basically, it's where you bring horses from your horse stable over to the training facility, and they get processed. It's like a production building. They get processed into trained horses, to which you can then sell for a certain amount of money. And on Solyndra, of course, we're running on hard economy. I brought the horses over when they were worth 5,000, which is max, over to the training facility. I brought 4 horses over, so that'd be $20,000 worth of horses. And when I sold them near the best time that they could be, I made $15,000. So definitely not worth that on hard economy. I did some math on normal economy. You just about break even, and on easy economy, that's when you can start making some money. But for what horses cost, basically, so you gotta buy a horse stable. So that, depending on what you want to do. And then of course you got to buy the production building, which is $100 grand, and then you gotta maintain the horses, which means feed them. So you got to have crops and all that kind of stuff. I did use horse helper to train the horses to get them up to be $5,000 a piece, because I don't feel like riding horses. So there's that kind of a fee. It takes a long time to get your money back on the horses, and it takes a long time for the horses to reproduce. It takes a long time for the horses to mature. It takes a long time to train the horses. So it's a long process. And that's why you probably don't see a lot of farmers in Farming Simulator 22 doing anything with horses. And no, I don't plan on doing horses here. I'm doing more animals on this series than I thought I was going to. I thought I was just going to do sheep and cows. But then the chickens, it's like, you know what? We're making all that material anyway, so we can go ahead and get the chickens going. The pigs, I probably could do as well, but I'm not going to say I'm not going to have pigs on this farm here. We'll just wait as the series moves along and we'll figure it on out. I think what we got going here is plenty enough. I should narrow down the working width, but I shouldn't be going through that much. Actually, I might be going through too much. Well, I'm too lazy to get into the HUD and figure out what keys it is to narrow it down. I think it's actually, I don't remember what keys it is. Control Z. Okay. Time I get to that, I'm already back to here where I need the wider working width. So I probably wasted about $1,000 worth of fertilizer right there. So the grass fields are good to go now. Just about. And yes, next time we'll definitely be making hay. We don't really need hay. You know, it's not like a desperate thing. We're just stockpiling up the hay. I think we got enough conditioned grass to go for a while. Definitely get to the end of the year, but then by the end of the year, we take that conditioned grass in November and we wrap them on up into silage. And that would be for the cows. All right, 2 passes and we're done. Then we can go over and I don't know how many bales of sheep we're going to take, but we're going to top them off with conditioned grass. And I probably didn't leave enough empty space here for precision farming to spread fertilizer, so I'm going to go this way. Oh, good, it did cover. Even though we don't have sensors on here, we don't really need the sensors. So don't spend the $15,000 on the sensors because you don't really need it. But if you're going for more realism, go ahead and buy them. We all play the game differently. But play to have fun. That's the main goal, right? Have fun. Alright, so we can go drop this off. This will need to be topped off. I'm not going to do it now. I'd rather just save the money for other things currently. But of course, next time we cut the grass, it will need to be fertilized again and again and again and again and again. Every time. Okay, drop that off there. Let's go swap the weight around on the Voltra. Get the front loader and we'll start putting some bales into the sheep's pen. And actually I should move. Wasn't the best idea. I said my brain was working really good before, but I don't think so. I left the JCB and the trailer right where I gotta spawn bales and pick them up. Alright, leave that running right there for a second. And let's see, I'm going to go park the trailer for now where the straw bales are. And the JCB, I guess, can stay there for a moment. Six bales? Let's try 6. We only got one size, right? So we got 158 bales in here, but we're going to spawn just 6 of them. So silage bales, this Voltra can only do 2 silage bales. And I mean just barely do that. Straw bales it does rather well. Grass, can I do 3 bales? I think the answer to that is no. Well, even with that weight, I can't even do 2. How much does 1 bale weigh? 1.1 ton. I can't see. Can't see what the size of that weight is. Wait a second, and we'll find out. Haha. Okay, that's a 1.1 ton weight. So basically that weight should offset at least 1 bale. So this tractor basically can't even do 1 bale on its own without a weight. Now the conditioned grass will cover all 4 food groups for the sheep. And once again, we are running the Maizeplus food add-on for what we're doing here in Hinterland. Meaning they need more than just regular old hay. Hay would only cover 1 of the 4 food groups. Alright, so that bale decided to go back in. That's fine. At some point, when winter comes and we don't have any conditioned grass to feed them, if they need feed, we'll be feeding them things like sugar beet. And, well, hay is one of the main food groups. Wait, what's the other stuff that we can feed them? Whoops. That we can feed them here. Let's see here. So, whole crop silage, which I don't know if I got any. I may have. Then the other food group is hay. Well, we got hay. Then we'll have to feed them sugar beet, and then grain grist, which we got a whole bunch of. We're trying out a whole bunch of stuff here in Hinterland. Basically, it's mainly the Maizeplus stuff is what we're trying out. Just learning about it. And I still haven't figured out if I like it or if it's just not for me. It's one of those things where I sound like I'm trying and it's like I don't like it at all. But it's kind of interesting how there are some products in Maizeplus to where you can't make on your own. You actually just have to buy it. So like the, well, this would be the Maizeplus food add-on, which is the chicken feed. I think they pronounce it Duca chicken feed. So it's like a TMR for chickens. We can't actually make it. The only way you can feed it to them is buy it. Okay, so how does that do for the sheep? Sheep may be fine. Alright, I thought they were going to need more bales than that. So luckily the other bale kind of tipped on back into the bale shed. Water capacity 60,000. So yep, the 4 food groups. Conditioned grass cover all 4 sections. So they're going to leave that bale right there. And I think they'll be just fine and dandy the way they are. Cows are always happy as long as I feed them every day. Maybe a couple times a day. And once again, because I see the question keep coming up every once in a while about a TMR mixer. I haven't found a TMR mixer yet that can take the Maizeplus material. So, unless I make my own edited mod, no production building for that as of yet. I'm pretty sure the potato production probably stopped here. Oh, material's missing. I don't got any more potatoes. Alright. And same thing, I go into a menu, the autoloader stops working. Alright, let's go grab some taters and we'll throw 3 buckets in. I only do 3 buckets, which is 30,000, and I did say this holds 40,000. I just don't want to overfill the production, then the potatoes kind of go on the ground, and then it's pretty much impossible to pick them back up because it's underneath the production building, so... I didn't even bother covering up the potatoes because they're not even going to be in there for 1 month, basically. And this January, we're going to sell a lot of potatoes. We didn't sell them last year. But now we're going to have a whole bunch of premium potatoes. We got pig food that we're also making out of here. And we do got seed potatoes as well, but we got to keep some for replanting next year. I think if I keep about 20,000 liters, that should be enough. And if it's not, well, we can just go ahead and buy regular seed and plant potatoes that way. But we're trying to do it with the seed potatoes that we get out of here. I was kind of hoping I get that little pile of potatoes right there, but we'll get it at some point. And she's good to go. For about 10 minutes. That thing seemed to process it through rather quickly. Let's go ahead and we'll bring these over to our invisible storage building that's over here. Kind of hoping that they update that building so it renders in at a longer distance. And the good thing about this automatic storage building is the drop-off point is separate on a separate side of the building than where the spawn point is. Is the engine sound going to cut out today? No, it didn't. Interesting. Alright, go back and we'll park this over here. And while I'm over here doing productions, let's go over to the straw production and make sure that we got room for that to keep on going. Because we should be selling this stuff next month. And yeah, I'm going to put it over here. Straw hats and purses. Yeah, is that next month? Let's go ahead and see if I can find the products. That says September, and the straw crates now say March. Well, we'll see what it does. The price is going down, but it's better than the price was, max price is in March. Oh well. Yeah, we'll get it. We'll get it sold at some point. Some money being brought in would be nice, in order to be able to buy another tractor for the farm. That way we have more choices to use and mix it up a little bit now and then. As for all the other productions, they seem to be going rather well. I don't have any out of space markers. I hope cakes. Don't worry about that. We just don't have the materials over here yet. And of course, the manure. I think we're done with the manure, so. Yeah, we'll deactivate that. Slurry can keep on going. I probably should actually leave those on because the situation we have going on once in a while to where we get the out of space problem. The dairy still got 115,000 liters going through there. We're still making sugar. Still got plenty of straw to be processed. Let's see. We got plenty of wood in the sawmill. The greenhouses are good to go. The potatoes, we just got that up and going. And okay, so we got a little bit. Yeah, it's the sugar that we're distributing so much sugar in a lot of different places that it can't keep up with everything. But we do have a sugar beet harvest coming up here very soon, so the sugar plant will be very busy doing what it's doing. But things are coming along. We're getting there. We're getting some more work done here. But I do believe next episode we should be in the month of September. So we should have more harvest going on. All the fields are pretty much all set for now. I just got to finish putting lime down in those 2 fields there. But we can do that here and there. And yeah, next episode, like I said, should be harvesting for something. And that something could be... okay, maybe nothing. We got to wait until October for soybeans and sugar beets. And wait, what else we got? Is all we got left? Is that all we got? Oh, when's the cotton harvest? Is that going to be the same? I forgot about the cotton. Yeah, so maybe I'll just skip through the month of September, take care of the animals and production buildings, and we'll have to zip on over to October to get the harvest season started again. So we got 1 month in between. All right, that gives me a chance to get caught up. But anyways, that's going to do it for today, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always. I'll catch you again right here in Hinterland. But until then, have a good one.